Hello, hello, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. How are you all doing today? I'm checking everything, seems to be working, finally. And I just heard a ding again. I don't know. We'll ignore that. And we pretend that everything is hunky dory. So, uh, as I been announcing these days, I thought, like after the whole winter that we've been having here in the Northeast, I'm trying to clean my space a little bit to show you the cars. And I see I'm not doing a very good job at that. Let's see if I can adjust this. Anyway, as I was saying, I think that after the cold winter, as you could see from my soup posting yesterday, a little bit of sun would be nice. And I'm a winter person, but I know many of you are not. So I thought let's bring some sun into the craft studio and create some beachy cards with rolling waves. Hi, Deborah. Good evening. Oh, I didn't do the post the comment. I don't know. Okay, comments on. I think now we can see the comments, so you can, in case you're watching from YouTube. Thank you, Deborah. Well, took a little inspiration, and I'll get to it in a second. But I thought, it's time to show something warm and fun. And I decided to use the bundle. I'm going to show you, these are the dies, rolling waves, and these are the stamps. Don't know if you can see them here, or if there's hopefully not too much glare. They're very nice. This makes, I'll get to it into it in a second, is to make the waves. And I added another dimension. You can actually cut the waves from different shades of blue and white if you want. But I actually thought that what worked better for my cards was wetting my paper, spritzing my paper with water. And then I did that technique that they show you. I'm going to show you here. Okay, let's take the cards out because I actually damaged one of the cards while I was spritzing away with ink. So let me take the cards out and we'll get to it in a second. Because once I explain, it goes for all the cards for the waves. And I really like how they came out. This is, by the way, let me show you the cards first. This is a match box or match, how you call it, matchbox card. It's not a matchbox, but a match packet card like this. And I really like how it looks when you open it, and you just see just the waves, and you just tuck it behind the waves, and that's it. And this is a simple card with the little towel and the little umbrella and the log thing. That's the only one that's not a fun fold. This, I just was creating it like a second ago. I'm not super happy. I would love to decorate it more. I wanted to do something, but I ran out of time. But I'll show you anyway, just so you can see. So you tuck the corner here to open the card, and it's a simple base. And this one is the accordion double C fold, which I really love. I think it came out very nice. So now let's talk about the waves, and then we'll get into the cards and see. We may not have time to do this one, but I'll show you at least how to do the other ones and give you the measurement for that one if you want. So I actually experimented with these waves. And I can actually do a sample here, which I think I need my bigger block. If I can find it easily. There we go. So I'm just going to clean this one. I mean, you can use directly the technique that I'm going to show you in in your glass mat, if you have one. I just wanted to have this paper down so the glare is not so strong for the life. And I'm just gonna clean that. You know, it's very easy to clean. And the same goes for the glass mat. But it's messy when you wet things out. Okay, so what I did is something that I saw online. Hi, good evening, Teresa. And I'm putting a couple of drops of Misty Moonlight. Because what I like is waves have different colors in them. So, you know, depends on how much water, how much the light hits the waves, and, you know, how much foam. This is Bermuda Bay, because I like that kind of like tropical color for the waves. And then I used, you can use whichever colors you want. This is cloud cover. Okay. And then we're gonna spritz it. I won't be able to use what I am doing here. Be generous with the water, because I want that. And once it's this messy, then you get your wave action thingy. Let me see. And there's different ways that I did it. So we have two, that one that's solid and one that has like more the breaking waves. And we can use both. We'll do the solid first. I think this paper is very distracting. The paper I put down, I'm glad because I'm, you know, protecting my surface a little bit, but it has a lot of action. So I hope it's not too distracting for you, that you can see what I'm doing. So then we just go like this and splash it around. That's why you have to have things, you know, so you see like it's very wet. So you could use the Fluid 100 paper that we have. That's a watercolor paper. I just didn't. I just went like this. And it just does kind of this stain thing. If you want it fuller, then you can grab your one of the water painters. And I'll tell you, once you work directly with that much ink, the ink may go into your reservoir. So after you're done with these colors, you have to actually clean it very much. So, but since we're gonna use these colors, I don't mind that it's a little wet. Okay, why is the water not coming down? Push, push, push. Okay, well, you know what? I have some water here. My side. Oops, sorry. There, so I'm just gonna water it a little bit. And you can just grab from the different colors and just go like this to fill it up a little bit if you don't want that much showing, or if you want like really solid, how I did some of them. And I'll show you the results in a second. You can wet your paper first, and then it will the ink will travel better. It just takes longer to dry, so you just have to keep all these things into consideration. And I just, you know, kind of use that. So that's one way. And then for the other, let me put this one away. For the other wave that we have as a stamp, and then we have 4 of them, which I just see that I've lost one for the dies. And maybe I'm taking a little bit too much. Oh, I use the same one. Duh. Okay, this one is the one that we're putting away. All right, how does it go? Like this. And this one, the thin one, let's use the thin one now just to see the effect. But as I said, I have already pre-cut pieces because they needed to dry. So you go like this. I'll do it in the other way so you can see it. Like that. As you can see, there's like different coloring in these ones. I think it's a little bit more realistic. And then you could do it again and then use even less ink or and overlap them like that to build something. And until you like what you have. Okay, so then you can, oh, here's the last die. To cut something solid, you can use this, and then you'll end up with something like that. Let me see if I have examples here. Maybe not. Well, it's a piece because I just cut it, but anyway, it just cuts like the crest of the wave. And then the rest will be solid, which is not a bad idea because these ones, then they need, when they have these dies, they have these holes, they need to overlap with something solid so that to get the reflection, or the paper that you put, like the cardstock that you put underneath if it's a blue cardstock, and or whatever color you want your sea to be. I mean, there's, you know, it could be a sunset sea and have some reflections of the sky, you know. So anyway, so then I did several tries and several things, and this is one of my single ones. And then you can decide what you want to cut, and then you end up with pieces like that. Okay, like something like that, for instance. See, well, now I use this for something else. I'll show you in a second, but you get the idea. And then you can do the crest with only white for the foam, or you can use something that's slightly colored. And this is the only white version, you know, so you just layer it as you want and you start building. So say that you wanted to do something like this, and you can do something like that. Okay. Anyway, so now we'll see it in action. I've already selected the pieces. The pieces are dry. Once, you know, if you use regular cardstock, it may curve a little bit as it's curving here. If you wet it on the other side, it helps to flatten it. But if not, you can put it under a book like the old trick. And I think I should have put my dies on a magnetic sheet because they're going all over the place. But anyway, let me clean these so we can start building the first card because we have a lot to cover. But I wanted to show you the way that I've done it. Doesn't mean it's more technique based, my tutorial today. But I wanted to show you so that you know. And I'm sure there's many ways, but I liked how it came out. So how my waves came out. So let's start. I'll have to clean this. We see the reservoir is so blue as compared to the other ones. And let me put that away too. So I need the space. So I hope you're during the cold. It's gonna be colder again here this week. I don't know how is it in Louisiana or in Massachusetts, where you guys live. And where are my stamps? Oh, here. Sorry that I usually don't clean up, but this is very messy, so I want to make sure that we don't have any accidents. Okay. All right. So let's get going. All right. This out of here. I'll clean it later. So Let's start with the first card that I made, which is the simple one. Is this one? It should be easy enough. And one of the challenges of using a bundle that is not part of a suite, yeah, it's called again, right, Deborah, here too. So one of the challenges of using a bundle is that you don't have the paper and you don't have coordinating paper, DSP, you don't have specialty paper. It's just the stamps and the dice, and you can go anywhere, and you have to think of your own color combinations, color combinations, and your own, because you can use just anything. So for this, I used Timid Tiger. This is the parasol is Calypso Coral. Yeah, Calypso Coral and white. And the little towel is just white, and I just decorated with Timid Tiger and the Timid Tiger thing on crumb cake, right? And I've already showed you what I did for the waves. So my color combination, you can use whichever color combination you want. Like the blues work fine, but use like contrasting blues, some darker than others. And sorry, I needed to take a sip of my drink because my throat was getting. So let's put together. This is very simple. So we're going to put the base card and the layers together. So it's crumb cake, regular card, 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4.25. Timid Tiger 4 by 5.25. That's our little frame thing. No, I'm saying sorry, 4 and 5 3/8 by 4 and 8, not 4 by 5.25. But anyway, it could be the other way around too. I just wanted a sliver of the Timid Tiger, and I thought, I haven't used Timid Tiger that much, so why not? It's a happy color. I thought beachy, Actually, I was thinking of when, right after the pandemic, I went with one of my friends to Cape May in New Jersey. And I had an accident the day before, meaning I tripped and fell, and was carrying stuff, and I hit my head. And the next day, I had a black eye, like I've never had a black eye. It looked like I had been in a boxing match or something. So when we got to the beach, I had these big sunglasses, and I was under a parasol that was these colors. And that's what I used, these colors. And, I saw the seagulls pass, and I took a picture that was pretty striking with just the corner of the parasol and the seagulls flying and the blue sky. So it was like very summery. And I think that's my inspiration for this card, that moment. Anyway, so this crumb cake. So I'm going to get crumb cake ink. And one of the stamps that we have is this sand. And I'm going to give a little bit of texture to the paper, just not too crazy, moving it around a little bit, like banks of sand, to give a little bit more interest. And I'm just going to turn it here as well. Here's going to be the water, so I don't mind. All right. Just whatever, quick and simple. And now we're going to put it here. Maybe we'll put it later in case we have to cut anything. So let's put our waves. So this is what I was telling you about having a base for for that wave effect. And this is, see, it's a little bit bigger than I need it, so I can just trim it. I'll put it wherever I want. But I want more color showing than white showing, so I'm going to probably cut it from this side. And this looks kind of like very dramatic, you know, like one afterthought kind of thing. But it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered by the other parts of the wave, because we're going to have several layers. 2 sets of waves actually coming, because that's how it usually goes in the beach. One set of waves come right after the other. Maybe I did it a little too high, but it's okay. We're going to improvise. Yes, this is going to be a lot of, well, maybe I'll move it down. Sorry. Move it down. So, because I have to put the other waves there. Yeah. This is a lot of trial and error for the waves. At least that's what I found. So I'm going to cover C, and you don't see now like the distinction between the big one or that. I could do that if I wanted to. Actually, I'll do that, I think. Looks nice. So you put it when you want it. This is only 5 1/4. So this has to be very center. Otherwise, you're going to end up short. Unless your base is 5 1/4, like less than 5 1/4, then you can just do whatever you want. And I'm just going to put a little bit of, not too much here in the top because I may want to tuck things under. And then a little bit here on the pieces that I don't want them to get stuck when putting them on the envelope. So just a little bit. See, this is just a little shorter than 5 1/4 actually, but that's okay. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna just clip that. I'm gonna use my big scissors just because it's easier. So I'm glad I didn't cut it. And sorry, I'm glad I didn't glue it, because it's easier to do it this way. There. It looks kind of cool, right? I'm not gonna say that. All right, moving on. Now we need to put the foam parts. So that kind of looks kind of cool like this. It's just a little tiny short and it's driving me crazy. You see here? So I may even trim that a little bit. Make it a little shorter, maybe. That's why it should not be 5 3/8. It should be 5 1/4. That's what it should be. But it is 5 1/4. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that was the 5 3/8 is the other one. Sorry. But I'm gonna cut just the sliver of it. All right. And I'll do the same sliver on the top part so it looks even. All right, so now we're building our beach here. You see the effect, and you can actually, if you have 2 rolling waves like I did here, you can do this one back here, which that's what I'm gonna do. I like it. I love how these colors came. That like, so this is just, you know, trying different things with the ink as I was showing you. I saw that they did something similar, the artisan group of Stampin' Up. One of the ladies in Technique Tuesday. And it works. It was, I think it was, hers was more for messaging, for, you know, words and such, but no, it was not. Not that's not true. I'm misremembering. It was like she did some like leaves, and then she did like for the uh, 2-step stamps. But I think it works very very well for this. I may use. I have this in the all white version or in the white and blue version, and let's see what I like better. Well, I'm gonna tuck this under anyway, if I can. When I move it down, probably put a little bit of. I remember what I did when I was building the waves. I did it on their own before attaching them, and then when I had the whole block, then I attached it, and I think that works better than what I'm doing now, and I apologize for that. I'm just gonna try to, because I didn't put glue on the top, but by sliding it down, it just grabbed the glue, and now I have room to put that. But I don't know if I want to use this one or I want to use the all white. This one looks pretty darn good. I won't tack this more to this corner. There you go. But let's try the white one only, because that's the one I had actually. This one was an extra that just picked up from my tray. This is what happens when you don't take the little pieces out of your die and you go and die cut again, then these pieces stay in. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, that's nice, don't you think? I think I'm gonna go with the all white. Right, the foam is cool. And when you see it all together, as I said, note to self, don't do what I just did. I think it's a little easier if you build your set of waves independently and then glue them to your sand. But anyway, right. Uh, just a little tiny higher. All right. So that kind of, and I don't mind that there's a little bit of brown here because with the waves that actually I saw a commercial for some beach resort or something, and then I was looking at the waves and I'm like, that's true. Sometimes there's foam, you don't see the blue, you see the sand between the foam and the water, and then you see the blue. So when it gets to I don't mind it. So I like it like that, and that's what we're gonna go with. And I'm taking way too long, and we haven't finished one card yet. But well, I wanted to show you the techniques with the ink and everything, so I hope you don't mind. So now we can put it right there. And we need our towel. So we're gonna use for the towel, I only used the little one, I think, of these clams. So let me clean them because I don't remember which color I used. And we can do it the same Timid Tiger that I have. There, going. And we're gonna be very careful. So it's a little towel. So, and this is 1.5 by 3/4. So I'm just gonna put, it's a pattern towel, and the pattern is very beachy because it's full of clams. Am I on camera? No, I'm not. Okay, sorry. I'll move back a little bit. I think next week I'm gonna take the paper off because I find it distracting with the big paper pumpkin, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's more or less okay. All right, so then what I did to give the fringe, because I don't know if you realize this has like a little bit of a fringy thingy, is that I took my trimmer and I did like, what is it, like an eighth? And I scored the eighth. And I did an eighth in the other side. And I scored the eighth. And then I folded it like this. Then I grabbed my snips and I went like this. Wait, why is this not cutting? Huh. What's the problem with my snips? Oh, there we go. And it doesn't matter. It's so tiny. I'm trying to do them very thin, but huh. I can't believe we don't sell the snips anymore. And I found out too late when they were all gone. All right. So see, we have now a fringy towel, and I'm gonna go like this because I want it to show that it's fringy. Right? Like that. Then we're gonna put a towel. Well, I'm gonna save the towel and then we'll organize it when I have all the elements together. So there's room for everybody. So let's make the parasol. So there's many ways to do the parasol. If you wanted to color, you have two dies. These two dies. Okay, let me show you. Oh God, as I said, I need to put them in a magnetic sheet immediately because they're falling all over the place, and that's the recipe for losing a piece. And what's I'm missing it here. This is the other one that goes here. Yes. All right. Well, more or less there. So the parasol has two pieces. This cuts the pieces like that, all independent. And then this other one cuts this like this. Okay? So, see? Because I want to use a teeny tiger one. Well, actually, Calypso coral I did. If I can find the pieces. We're doing the other way around. I started here with the Calypso coral. And now I'm going to do the other way around, like this. This is white Calypso coral, white, and where's my Calypso coral? Is this it? Yes. Calypso coral, right? But then, the first time what I did is I took this part only, and one way would be to use this as a base and then just build it from here. Another way would be to just put the layers and then just put the white here and that's it, and you're done because you have then the stripes, right? But I didn't like that it was like one in, one out, kind of like, you know. So I liked it better like this way that I'm doing now. Or another way I'm gonna tell you later. All right. So now once you have this, you can just go in the middle and start adding the other layers. Now that you have your outline, so to speak. That's one way to do it. Yeah. And what I'm not sure of, and I'm gonna ask you, oh, the spinner mechanism, that's very cool. Oh, Teresa, thank you. I'm just reading your comments because I was here concentrating. A brat. Oh, that's cool. That's what I was gonna ask you. I put here like a little pearl, like to be like kind of like the top of the umbrella. I don't know if I like it with or without it, but you guys tell me. So now we have the towel or umbrella, and I want to put a happy birthday that I'm using. Where's my material? Up here. I use this again from Totes and Notes and Totes and Notes, whatever those dice. They have these dice that create a fence. So I'm gonna put them together like so. Attach them with a little bit of if I can find it here. Parent tape. I'm sure it would be fun with the brat, and I still have the brats from that windmill that we used to have. To be honest, I didn't use them that much. I love tulips. I love the windmill. I think I made one. I may use it again. It's just like there's always new things, right, to play with. All right, so I'm gonna do that like that. And then we're gonna get a timid tiger. And we're gonna do a happy birthday, because I always need happy birthday cards. The other messages that we have here is are a thank you. I'm thinking of you're in my thoughts, and I hoping your day is what it says. I have it right here. Hoping your day is perfect, which I'll use in another card because that's a nice sentiment. With or without the pearl? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm on the fence. And I was thinking it's like maybe something more like metallic, more hardware. But no, because they usually have the plastic top. I'm just gonna cut this like that. Now we have like a beach sign kind of that says happy birthday. And I'm gonna put this first, and then I'm gonna put the towel where it belongs. So this we'll put in dimensionals. See if I can find my dimensionals. What did I do with them? Oh no. Oh. I cannot find my dimensionals. I have them right here. So they have to be here someplace. Because I just took them to make room. Oh well. Well, I don't want to make you wait till. Oh, here, I found them. There we go. I was gonna get a new package. I'm gonna put 3 dimensionals right there in the center. I'm not bothering taking the back of my tear and tape just because it was just to hold my locks together. Not locks, but you know what I mean. And I think I'm gonna put that like this. How about that? Yeah, I like it. All right. I think we're only gonna make 3 cars. I'm not gonna show you the third one because I didn't even finish it as I wanted it, but anyway. Yeah. All right. And then for here inside, we just grab 5 1/4 by 4. And I mean, I could leave it because it's light enough, the paper, but I don't want naked insides. I'm just grabbing my Timid Tiger. Just gonna put some stars on diagonally opposite corners. And we'll do it inside. All right, so it's card number 1. You know, a little different. I put the towel in another place. We did this in the other colors, and the waves are a little different too. But you know, that's the beauty of it. Not 2 cards are the same, right? All right. So moving on, let's go to card number 2, and that's my matchbook. The dice are falling all over the place next to me. My matchbook card. I love this card. I like it a lot. It's fun. It's different. So let's get with it. So for this, you need a piece of 11 by 4 1/4. And let me see what I scored it at. It was, I think this is 4. I'm just gonna measure it again. Yes, it's 4. So it's 4 and then 1 1/4 this part. Yeah. And it will be tackable, you'll see. Okay, I'll show you in a second. It's easier to see. Okay, making more room. It's like as I'm working, it's like things are creeping in, and then I have to move them out. All right, so trimmer, we set 4 on one side, and then we turn it around, and we do 1 1/4 on the other side. 1 1/4. And we score it, and you end up actually the other way, right? Yes, we score it. And you end up with something that's wrong. So it was not 1 1/4, it was 1 1/2. All right, no matter because this is gonna be covered. So let me do 1 1/2. Okay. Oh my God. I should have measured that better, right? It happens to everybody. I say to myself. Especially when I had already extra burnish it. Yeah, like that. As I said, this is not gonna be seen because we're gonna put all our wave action there, which I did not pre-cut. Oh my God, do I have leftovers from the waves? If not, I'm gonna have to cut something really quickly. Yeah, because I used it for something else. Oh well. So, well, I have plenty of paper to cut, so I'm just gonna use that. And I'll cut in a second. And I have enough with this, so that's enough. So yeah, if I cut this, it would be enough, I think. I'll be right back. If you excuse me for a second, I have the cut and emboss machine right here ready. I cannot put it on camera, as you know, because there's no room. It's a little challenging to cut that when the paper is so burnt, you know, curved, but that's okay. You can still do it. You flatten the paper with your hands like I'm doing right now off camera. Okay. So this is how this piece looks like it's cut like this. But I'm gonna, just in case, I'm gonna cut one of these. Maybe I'll cut the one that we just did now with this other die. I think it's gonna be too big for the card, but anyway, I just want to have it just in case. All right. When you're using these weights, and if you want to use this watercolor technique, it pays to have several pieces of paper to play with. So you can see how they look together. All right, so this came out looking very nice, I think. And this, you need to clip it here. And then we'll have to adjust. And I think need to cut it a little bit more because I want to put some waves here. And yeah, this is gonna be a little tight because this is actually very tight indeed. So let me cut this like that. Get the white out of the way. And that's how it's gonna go. Like this. Little farther down. Yes. All right. So now I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I'm gonna build my wave before I attach it. And then we can put this piece. Where does it look good? Like there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then if we want, we can still put the extra one here behind this. Okay, so let's move this aside and let's put this together really quickly. living room to tack on the top, and just putting some glue right here. Actually, I used my silicone mat and I forgot to bring it out now. This is gonna go here, and this is gonna go right there. Right, so this I can put on the top because this is gonna be on the top layer, so I can put glue on the top. See. All right, and then this one we're gonna do from behind. So we can just see how we like it. Much easier outside before you glue it down. This way you can trim the pieces that you like, and I think we may need to trim it a little bit more. Oh no, actually it's pretty good. So I'm just gonna adhere it here, put glue over here. Oh no, first, very important, thank God I realized, you have to staple this. 2 staples will do. Okay, did I run out of staples? Okay, what's going on? Staple. There we go. Let's see. I just need 2, so there we go. So now it's staple. So this way you can tuck and it's more secure. You could do it. I did it once with tear and tape on the bottom because I thought it would look cleaner. And believe me, it didn't work. It ended up ungluing and, like, no, not good. You're not going to see the staples here, but you'll see them in the back. But you can cover that like I did with my card. Like that. And then it's just a matter of folding and unfolding. See? Of course, we need to cut this. So let me bring my big scissors. All right. I like it. I like it against the... This is Secret C, by the way. I didn't say, but that's what it is. I'm going to save this because you never know if you want to do a cloud or something. That I'm going to save. All right. Where were we? Now we need to do the top. And the top is easy. And the inside, of course. So for the inside, let's do the inside first. Just have a piece of 4 by 4 1/4. And I'm just gonna tack it underneath, okay? So just wanna make sure that it fits to my staple. You can adjust the size of your inside. It will be cute. Anyway, you can make it bigger or smaller. If your waves are too high, you can make it shorter. Whatever you want. I think it looks so pretty, right? When you open it, here have your message. Very nice. And now for the top, I had a piece of cloud cover that is 4 by what? 4 by 3 7/8. And I'm just gonna put it pretty much to the flash on the bottom, because that's what's gonna be tucked around, and I want my 1/8 of an inch all around, except from the bottom, because the bottom doesn't matter. I'm going faster with this card, right? And then we have our message, and then we have our decoration. And where are my, yeah. So I wanted to show you also that you can paint this, or color it, I'm sure, sorry, more than painting, with your, whichever color you want, using the blends. Look at this. I'm like, I have like gluey pen. Oh, allow me a second, because my hands are so gluey from the waves that everything's getting stuck. All the little pieces that I should have cleared from my surface area. All right, I think that's a little better. I love having these alcohol wipes handy, because, you never know when you're gonna need them. They don't take that much space. So I'm gonna go with, this is Sweet Sorbet Dark. And if you actually want to go to the line, you can just fold it like this and just fill it. And then you do one of each. And we can leave it white, but I thought that the yellow was good. I wanted to use Daffodil Delight, but just because red and yellow are very summery for an umbrella, right? But my Daffodil Delight didn't delight me, because it was all dry. So I had to go with So Saffron, which I know is retired, but it's the only yellow I had that I could use. Okay, one more. I like doing it like this, because if you do it flat, you have to have a lot of pulse to get right to the edge of where it's cut. And this looks pretty good, I think. Right? So what do you think? Yellow or leave it white? Meanwhile, I'm gonna stamp my sentiment in Strawberry Slush. Oh, why did I do Sweet Sorbet? I wanted to do Strawberry Slush. That's why it was not matching. Oh, silly girl. Oh, well. Red is red, and I have my blends on an area of my house that is pretty dark. So I didn't realize that it was not that. So what do you guys think? White and red, or red and yellow? There we go. White looks cute. Okay. Teresa says white, so I'll leave it white. And now we put it like, hey, ideally, I should have done the matching color here. And how I put the other one flat, I wanted to put this one with a little bit more dimension. So let me glue this first. Make sure that I have room for this. Yes, perfect. And then a little bit more over here. There. So that's where it has to go. My message. Little bit of liquid glue, my favorite glue. We said that kind of yay there, right? More or less. Right. Because then you want to tuck it in, you don't want, yes, it's perfect. It's good enough. And then for this, okay, I'm going to redo this side. There. I mean, we're not going to see that little detail, but I was seeing it now. So dimensionals. And I'm going to put double dimensionals because I want it tall. And then if I can find them here, glue dots, I'm going to glue the sides down with glue dots. And I'm going to do it in the white ones. So I'm going to put 4 glue dots as close to the border of the parasol as you can. Without seeing it. Hi, Emma. Thank you for making it. We're going to the beach today, Emma, after my warm beef barley soup yesterday. All right, so now we're going to tuck it in the corner and then press down where we put the glue dots, and see it has like a little bit of the effect because maybe this one, see this one I tucked a little bit farther in and I don't like it so much. So I'm gonna adjust it. There we go. Just a little tuck. There we go. There. So it has more dimension. I hope it won't interfere with my putting it on the envelope. But I think it looks very cute. Like that. You know, it's a different way of the first one that we did, that it was all flat. Well, which one you like better, you think? Oh, it's been in the 19th say, yeah, then you didn't eat my beef barley soup, I'm sure. All right, so I'm getting glue all over the place because of this mat. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can do that. Done with the gluey mat. Done. So sorry, now we're gonna have the reflection. But I want a clean surface. Yeah, the stamp set is actually, I like the sentiments, Emma. And I was just talking before of how the challenge is always that a bundle doesn't have guidance for the colors or DSP to work with. So, and now I see I put it so down that I cannot put this down here. I can do it like that. Okay. So we're gonna do this. Yeah, this should kind of go on the. No, that was a little silly of me of not having checked that before, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it work. So as you see, the challenge I was saying is like, if it's not in the suite, doesn't have matching paper, DSP, you don't have guidance of the colors to use on the DSP, so you have to kind of come up with your own color combinations, which is not a problem because then you can use what you have and what you like. But when you're not working with the dice, there you go. That looks good enough, right? I mean, it covers a little bit the Y, but I want to show the little thing. All right. Not ideal, but as Sandy would say, it's a handmade card. And what I have from my stash, I still have some of these faux glass shapes, and I've been using them, but you can use whichever embellishments you want. It looks so cute. I can put this a little farther there. So to separate them a little bit. So that's the card, the Matchbox card. You just fold it like this to open it and close it as if it was a matchbox. Oh, and I told you that I covered mine here with a strip of like, so, you know, you don't want people to get, well, cut or anything. I mean, it's pretty safe because they're very curled, but if you want to do that, you can just put a strip of paper like cardstock like that, and that's it, which I will do just for safekeeping. All right. Let's go with the last card of the night because, as I said, the fourth card, I'm not super happy. I'll show you again for the latecomers, but all right. Because he has the staples, it's just like this. It's a little smoother. All right. So this is card number 2. Card number 1, Emma, was this one with the waves. I love the waves, and I love how I color them using kind of the watercolor technique. And as I said, like, you know, what's the challenge? You only have stamp sets and the die, and, you know, and then I thought, well, you can create your own DSP. And the other solution is also to use an embossing folder that you like. So this is exactly what I did with this card. I used the embossing folder, soft waves, which goes very well with this beachy theme. And then I created my own DSP that I just cut, and I thought it came out very, very nice. You can use whichever color combinations you want. And let me show you how I did it. Oh, and then I did these elements. And for that, I have something also with the watercolor technique. This is one die that cuts all these little pieces. It's just one die. And I didn't want it to cut them all from cardstock that will be all the same color. So I figured it's like, oh, I'll do kind of an ombre thing, wetting the paper and putting color combinations that I liked. And in this case, it's Calypso Coral. This is Wild Wheat, and this is Timid Tiger. And at the bottom is a Strawberry Slush and Basic Beige and, or is it Crumb Cake? I don't remember. I think it was maybe Crumb Cake. I can't remember. And this Timid Tiger again. So then once you cut it, you end up with pieces, soft colored pieces like this. Sorry, I have a lot of things here going on. Right? And they look very nice. I like it a lot. So that's how I'm going to do. These pieces are all together. And put this back. All right. So let's work on the DSP because I thought I had done done it, but I didn't. So I'm not gonna do a lot, so we can go faster. And it's 5 1/4, which is the measurement of that. This, so I'm just gonna do that, so then I can just cut my pieces as I see fit. I have, as you can see here, leftover paper of that, which you can use for other things. It's cute. So that's one of the solutions when you don't come, you don't have your DSP. You make it yourself. All right, so let's start. I'm gonna do the Calypso coral for, and there's only 3 that I'm gonna use. These, I think these were already Calypso coral. No, it was Timid Tiger, but I'm gonna clean it like that. Close enough in color. And I'm just gonna do this. Oh, I realized that this, the color I wanted to use for the stars, not for these, but that's okay. There's no right or wrong. Just put them wherever you see fit and change the position a little bit every time that you're stamping. And if you make a mistake, that's where we're gonna put glue or something else, or an embellishment. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this because I'm gonna use it later on another color. And I'm gonna do, I guess I'm gonna do a little bit different. I'm gonna do Strawberry Slash on the stars. I'm trying to go fast, but it's always when you do this to put some that are partial as well, so it looks a little bit more realistic, you know. All right, and let's close this so we don't have any accidents. And then we do Tahitian Tide because it's the color that I use for, I know it's retired, you can use other blues, but it's the color that I use for my waves there, for the embossed soft wave. And I want to tie it in this. Okay, so I'm gonna do this again, the clamps, in Tahitian Tide as well. It's much softer than it looks, you see? Like this looks like very intense, but the ink is actually, let me put that upside down. It's very soft. And you see where it's missing a little bit of glue, and then you go there and put something. And you can keep going and make it much, much busier. I don't want to go too crazy. And then I'm going to use Wild Wheat, even though it was a little, maybe I'll use the, if I have it here, let me take the water out of the way, not to have an accident. I have Darling Duckling here, and I'm gonna use that. Let's see. The Wild Wheat, it used, it came out like a little too green for my taste there. So let's do this little baby. the conch. Let's see how it looks. Oh. And it changes so much when you change the color combination, you know, and it's you can do just any color combination that you see fit, whatever you're using for your cardstock, something that's contrasting, something that's the same. That's up to you, because you are the designer of this DSP. Yeah. All right. I think I need something else. I think I'm gonna clean this. I'm gonna go back to this with, or maybe the stars. Maybe I'll do the stars in. No, this will be easier to fit. I'm gonna do a blue, a darker blue now, like Misty Moonlight, like I did in the other one. It came out nice. The stamp pads for this palette, haven't used them. Same with strawberries. Like, oh, the other two green colors. What green colors? Emma. I like Timid Tiger. I haven't used it that much. I love Strawberry Blush, and my favorites are Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. These I love, 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 love. Maybe no. Secret Sea is gonna be too dark. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna do that guy that I just cleaned, because now it's so busy that to try to find spots for the 3 stars that are all together, it will be end up looking a little messy. Oh, I had an incident there, but I can cover that with just another one. That's because my corner touched the ink pad, so I'm gonna clean it and keep going. I think we need something here or here. Yeah, I think that's good enough. What do you guys think? Looks pretty, right? Oh, Shamrock, and Summer Splash. Yes, Summer Splash I used in my last card. That I'm not gonna show. Well, I'll show you, but I'm not gonna do it live because I ran out of time to finish it, and it's not how I would like it, so I don't wanna do it. But anyway, so now I need 4 pieces of my DSP that measure 5 1/4. Let me make sure that no. But it say 5 1/4, 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. Thank God I checked, because we don't want to be making more DSP. 1 1/4. I'm gonna keep them in order. No, and 1 1/2. Sorry, I keep saying 1 1/4, but it's 1 1/2. 1 1/2. 1 1/2, and the last one. 1 1/2, and this is your leftover piece that you can use for other projects. So as I said, I wanted to keep them in order. All right, and then you need a piece of cardstock that's 11 by 5.5, and it's scored at 1 3/4, which I already did the scoring because I forgot. 3.5, 5.5, and 7. And this is what makes the accordion fold like this, actually like this. My original, I used Night of Navy, and this middle part is Misty Moonlight, and this is, as we said, Tahitian dye. So that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna burnish every fold on its own. This one. All right. So this is your card base. All right. And then we have, well, let's build this and then we'll worry about the other part. So then for my back, I have a piece of embossed background that in Tahitian type that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. All right. So yes, this gives you 5 1/4, not a 5 and what did I say? A 4 actually. And yeah. So it's a little slimmer than your other 4 1/4 card, but it's still very nice, I think. All right. Put it where you see fit. Yeah, like that. Okay, and now we're putting our pieces here. I see, Emma, that you were talking about the previous ink colors, the ones that are actually leaving us, right? Not the ones that we have currently, but the other ones, yes. I have used them, and as I say, I used them in my last card just because I was looking for blues, and I said, like, Summer Splash is perfect for a summer beach card. I mean, it doesn't matter that it was not continuing, the paper. I just like it better like this. But it doesn't really matter that it's not, if you didn't have them in order. Actually, you could do this in combinations of colors. So one panel could be all in blues and one panel could be all in another color, and it would be another totally effective. You create different DSP, different color DSP. All right. All right. So now we have that. And now we need a piece that is 6 by 3 and it's scored in the middle and 3. And that's what it was going to be, like that. So how did I fold it is that, glued it, is that I actually put as my guide using the height of the car, my guide, I put here glue, and then I put here glue. So this way I know that I'm not gonna be, did I move it? Oh no, okay. Once I have it centered, that's how it goes. And then I press it down, and there's glue here and glue here that to hold it together. And then we do the same thing here on the other side. I put glue here, right till where my car starts, you know, and then here you can put a little bit more because you know that you're not gonna be outside. All right. And that's our trifold, accordion trifold, double C fold, I mean. Right? So now we just have to put our message and decorate this and this. The back, for the back, I'll start with the back. I just used another piece of the, you know, as I said, you don't have DSP, so you can use embossed stuff or make your own DSP or both. And in this case, I wanted to use both. And as you know, when something is embossed, I like to use a little bit more glue to make sure that it adheres properly. You could have done that before gluing into the card, but it doesn't matter. All right, so, and now here, that we're gonna do first because we have to stamp. I have a piece of white that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square, and we're gonna have our happy birthday in Calypso Coral. My format. And I'm putting a little higher because I want to put that other sentence underneath. Maybe I'll, you know, I should have measured where I wanted my decorations to go, but we'll improvise. So now my idea was that, I mean, it's hard to tell, but it's more ombre effect by having the Calypso Coral and then this strawberry slush. Hoping your day is perfect. Beautiful. And now that I have it like this, now I'm gonna glue it. Because I've already stamped it and I want to see where I put my decorations on the card, and they can overlay a little bit, you know. All right. This looks pretty enough, right? Since we are at it, before I put the decorations, I want to add this, and it has to be centered, and it will be covered by that. That's another square that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. If you center it, it should be okay. But I'm using liquid glue, so I can always adjust it a little bit. And also, it's a little distracting to put it straight when there's like the wavy things in the bottom. But anyway, it works It's not seen from the front, and that's what we want. And that's where your message goes. Oh, I forgot. I have to put some stars there. Oh, well, we'll put them right now. Hopefully they'll stamp. All right. Do I dare do it on the top? Yeah, perfect. Now for the decorations, I got 2 leaves that they come. I wish they had like a flower, like a hibiscus flower to go with these leaves, because I think it would be very nice. But anyway, I'm gonna put this. And speaking of Emma, I'm using this is Shy Shamrock because I thought it was a very tropical color. And this is Granny Apple Green. So I'm gonna put this like that with a little bit of glue. Little bit farther up, but making sure that it doesn't go outside the border of my card. And then this is gonna be crossed there. This time, little different application than in my previous card. Just gonna put 1 dimensional. Maybe I'll put a small dimensional on the bottom too. On this, already remove the backing. Gives it a tropical look already. And now I have here a bunch of these things that I pre-cutted, as I said, explained with my different colors, watercolor effect. Let's see which ones I like better. I like this one a lot, so I'm gonna use that one instead of this one that's more washed out. And I'm gonna start as I did here. I like the oyster here in the corner. Just glue it. Oh, have you guys seen the new ink colors that are coming? I'm surprised they announced them so early. Usually they announce them on stage, but I don't remember the colors look a little similar to other things that we have, but they always prove you wrong and they show you that they're not, that they're different. And anyway, so then we're gonna put this. I'm gonna kind of do what I did for my original card because it worked. So why not, right? Actually, a bigger dimensional would be better for this one. Yes. And this, no, I like it like that. And then we can put this one here, just glue. And then a little star. We need a little star. Do we have star? Oh, I have plenty of stars. So I wanted to show you. See this? You have a die also that cuts this. But I like these ones that have more dimension. Right? That's the one from the die that cups the whole thing. This only is like the outline. But you have both possibilities there. Let's see, which color do I want? Do I want this one or do I want the lighter one? I think this one looks better. And we're going to put it in a little dimensional as well. There you go. And of course, to finish this up, I used some of the, also use what you have, right? But I actually went and I found all the things that are more beachy to me. And I have these flat adhesive back curls and I really like them. Oh, I have to do the inside too. So I'm going to do a big pearl, big fat pearl here. And a medium one. Maybe I'll do the medium one here. And then I do the little one. Right here. All right. And I think it looks very summery and beachy, don't you think? Even though it doesn't have an umbrella. Oops. Well, that reminds me that we have to do something here. And what I did for this one was I put the star and a leaf, and we're going to do something similar. I don't know if I have big stars. I have little ones. I could put a couple of little ones, or I can put something else. But oops, look, it seeps through. Let me see if I can remove it. Maybe I can just put there to cover my slightly. I can take it off with when it's dry with my glue eraser. But I don't know if I like this or I like this. What do you like better, guys? Or this and a star? Any suggestions? I think I'm gonna put both things. So before the glue was resisting and now it's seeping all through the place, and that's why my hands are inky, gluey. You like both there? Yes, I do too. So I am gonna put one in a dimensional like that. All right, so that's it. That's my other fan fold card. I think it's very happy and beachy and summery at least, right? So let's do a recap, and I'll show you the last one. I'm not gonna do it as I said because we ran out of time. It's already 10:44 here, and I ran out of time to do it myself. But this was the card that we didn't do because it's kind of like naked, and I wanted to do something more with it, and I just ran out of time. But this is like a corner pocket card, like this with the waves on the side, and that this die is from Little Treats, way retired, but it reminded me of a beach towel a little bit, so I kind of liked it. So anyway, and the parasol, but I think it needs something else. What I did with this one is that I actually played with, let me see if there's a piece of it. Here, I have a piece of this here. You see, I was playing with it. So if you peel a layer, it gets the texture, but you have to actually break the fibers. And sometimes wetting it helps. I just didn't want to wet it because I knew we don't have time to dry before the live. And then you peel it up, and that's what I did for this cover here. And then this is an 8 by 3 score at 4, and that's, and that's. But this is, I thought that I would do these embossed with the waves to give it more interest, and I'm not done yet with it, so that's what I don't want to show you a complete project yet. I may post it if I ended up finishing or finessing it a little bit more. All right, so let's do a recap. So we have this one, the 2 fan folds, this one that we just finished, this one that is the match. All right, and then the first one that is not a fan fold, but it's fun without folding. Okay, so I hope you enjoy today's little bit of warmth in the winter, and I hope to see you next week. Yeah, next week. Yes. If you're thinking that I didn't do alternatives for a paper pumpkin, I have to tell you that I'm still waiting for my paper pumpkin, and it got lost apparently. And my teammate, who also lives in New York, didn't get hers either. So I think it may have been something with the New York City ones that got lost. They said they were delivered, but we didn't get any notification. I'm just telling you, so if it happens to you, you know what to do. Then I contacted Stamping Up, and they said they have to wait 10 business days before they can issue a correction. So now I'm waiting for the correction, and I hope it gets soon, because I want to do alternatives for you when everybody and their mother has made alternative already. But anyway, I still want to make mine. And also going to on stage on the 12th. And one of the things that they ask us is to bring an alternative with that. So I don't know if I'm going to have time. Hi, John. Thank you. So it depends on when I get the paper pumpkin. If I get it on time, that's what we're going to do next Sunday. And if not, I'll show you something else. And then the following Sunday, I will be in California for on stage, so I won't have a live. All right, but then in 3 weeks, then I can show you everything I learned on stage. Okay, bring you the news. All right, so that's enough for me. I've been here way too long. Sorry. Thank you for staying and keeping me company. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for joining. Have a great, great week. Bye.